Well, we have our answers to the last trade. Well, as of now, the last trade the Chiefs have made before the trade deadline. And
Happy 2026, by the way.
likewise, back at you, back at you.
Yep.
Um, a lot feels like it's been a year already
It
since.
does.
I mean, it's been a long week, I'll tell you.
It does.
Uh, so obviously, the big news is the trade that the Chiefs made yesterday. What do you guys think?
Positive for me.
I think so too.
Yeah, no, it feels like a good thing. I said this on a Facebook comment, but people obviously reacted in a way that
Oh,
you
and
would
you knew
assume
it
they would
would be.
react when it comes to your top forward or who should be your top forward getting traded. Um, when you are perceived to be a good team, let's call a spade a spade. They've not been a good team. They've been an
No.
average team. And I mean, the epitome of average. They're 19 and 19. They can't get above 500 for longer than a couple of days, and they're teetering on the edge of being a playoff team. So they needed to do something, and you got to pay the bill from last year of selling the farm for for Crystal and all that. So it is what it is. We haven't this year hasn't gone the way we hoped it would, and the jacket you're wearing, that team, they've played a role in that as well with the jerking catting around for months and months. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
I
it
think it's a
is.
good trade.
But I think the Chiefs win the trade. I mean,
I
on
feel that way.
paper, for sure, we win the trade. Trading
Definitely.
Mathis Preston and a conditional second rounder in 2029 to Vancouver in exchange for '06 defenseman Merrick Howell and '08 forward, draft eligible '08 forward Tyus Sparks, and a first round pick in 2026 that was originally belonging to Calgary. So Chiefs get another first round pick. They have two first rounders this year again, which is definitely good.
Yes.
Reading into the post that Bart or the comment that Bardsley made on the trade saying that this acquiring this draft pick allows us to have a little bit more leverage in a trade or drafting a player this year too. So it kind of leaves it up in the air whether we're gonna, ship that out again. Who knows? But overall, in the long run, I think this makes us a better team. Tyus Sparks. I mean, when the last time, well, not last time, but the first game of the year here in Spokane against the Giants, I believe he scored a hat trick. So, guy knows how to score. He's got a good nose for the net in 40 games this year. He's got 37 points.
Yeah, he's almost a point a game guy.
Yeah, 16 goals, 21 assists. That's going to be a great addition offensively. He's '08 born, 18 years old from Meridian, Idaho, so an American kid. And Merrick Howell's the defenseman that this team has needed all year. I mean, we haven't seen him play for us yet, but based off of his everything I've read about him, his size and his stat sheet, it's exactly what the Chiefs needed was a shutdown defenseman, especially
Yes.
as of late. I
Agreed.
mean, with how shaky our defense has been and inconsistent, I think that this addition is going to pay off for
I agree.
sure.
I'd like to see, I'd like to
Good.
see some highlights of this guy.
Yeah, me too. We get to see him this weekend in Victoria, though, so that'll be
Twice.
something to keep an eye on. And yeah, a 19-year-old defenseman is kind of what I was talking about all along what this team needed. And,
Hmm.
being able to him be kind of a throw-in piece in this trade is awesome. The fact that
I agree.
we could pull it off and um, yeah, I mean, not a big offensive guy, but that's not what this team needs right now. We're scoring just fine.
Agreed.
We just need somebody to be able to stop the other team from scoring.
Yeah.
Tell the rest of the fan base that they sure think seem to think Preston was the only one that could score goals.
Yeah, I know, which is crazy to me. Ty Sparks has more goals than Preston does. Like,
Yeah.
um, but man, how crazy has this deadline been so far? And we still got two
So
days
far,
left.
it was just a day and a half, really. Yesterday and the first half of today.
What the hell is Vancouver doing?
I don't
Um,
know.
Have you been following along with all the trades that they've been doing?
A little bit.
They
Uh,
traded
Their fans are not happy. Because
no.
Gathering and getting rid
yeah,
of.
Well,
They've
yeah,
been,
it's like they're just swapping out player for player
yeah,
essentially. Um, Looking at, let me pull up their
pull
page
up the
here.
transaction page.
Yeah. Um,
I was going to do that earlier and I forgot to.
yeah, they made three huge trades yesterday and they made another one today too. But so yeah, obviously the Mathis Preston trade, and then before that they made a trade to trade Cameron Schmidt to Seattle
That was a
in
crazy one.
exchange for an absolute haul of draft picks and a defenseman Caleb Hartman. Um, yeah, that the Schmidt one kind of caught me off guard. I
Me
can't
too.
lie. Really strange, but thinking about it, Cameron Schmidt will probably play in the AHL next year. As a 19-year-old,
Hmm.
their NHL teams give, you can have one or two guys who are 19 playing the AHL as of next year with the new CBA and the
Starting the
NHL.
new one. Yeah.
And then trading Aaron Obafayo as well, and acquiring Joe Aginla from
That was a
Edmonton
crazy
too.
one.
And then this morning they traded their captain to Kelowna. So Ty
Kelowna,
Halliburton.
Kelowna starting to do their thing with being the host.
Yeah, they got Ty Halliburton in exchange. And Ty Halliburton, what was it? Hold on a second. It was Ty Halliburton, a second rounder, and a fourth rounder in 2028 in exchange for defenseman Will Sharp. So Will Sharp will be going back to Vancouver. So just really interesting what they're doing. I read an article that said, they're really trying to just make the playoffs this year, and honestly, nothing more than that, which I think is a bold strategy, especially with, you know, the rumors of Mathis going to NCAA next year and everything too. And I think that's what a lot of Vancouver fans are upset about with the trade is the fact that they're only going to get him for half a season,
Right.
and then he's going to get drafted, go to camp, and then probably go to NCAA after that. So yeah, man. I mean, the deadline's been crazy so far. Yeah, like I said, we still got a little over 2 days left.
Mhm.
Crazy shit. What are your guys'
Interesting.
thoughts on all the trades so
Interesting how
far?
in the past people wait until the last minute to do anything, and now this year everybody's moving at the start of the week with days left.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's a different approach. I
I
always
keep up.
I'm always curious as to what prompts these approaches,
Yeah, me too. Um, could just be, they want to get it done before somebody else swoops in.
or the opportunities there now, and we're going to go for it, or the opportunities there and we don't want that, or yeah,
Yeah.
it's the timing of it all is always interesting to me.
What are your guys' opinions on all the movement going on in the league? I know, nope, we don't really follow all the other teams all too much, but
No,
a lot of action out in the East with Edmonton and stuff too.
what was the Portland move that I sent to you this morning? I can't remember.
Oh, Edmonton receives Carter Southern, the defenseman, 20-year-old, in
That was the
exchange
one.
for Nico Sukumis, a first round pick and a fourth round pick. So
A 20-year-old going.
Edmonton's another one of those teams that's kind of doing the buying and selling at the same time, which is again interesting because they're first place in the East right
I was going to
now.
say, right. What they're
And
doing is working.
they traded Joe Aginla to Vancouver, and they got I can't remember who they got back, but I thought that was an interesting move. But yeah, they're I mean they got Carter Southern, who's one of the best defensemen in the Western Conference. So
Yeah.
there's that. Um, yeah, I mean, nothing really too crazy has happened today other than those two trades with Southern and then Ty Halliburton going to Kelowna. But I mean, after last weekend, the move that the Chiefs made yesterday, I think, is really going to prevent, at least on paper, it should prevent more goal scoring for the opposition, and hopefully, kind of get some guys going a little bit more too. This Tyus Sparks is kind of a no pun intended spark plug out there, and I'm hoping they can adjust well to coming over to playing for us and our systems with our coaching staff and kind of the guys we have in the team. We get Linus back too. He's back with the team already. So that'll be a nice addition. Let me see, my
Agreed.
camera came unplugged. Oh well, fix
I
it.
was going to say, I don't see you anymore.
Yeah. But
Where'd you go?
overall, do you guys see the Chiefs making any other crazy moves here before the deadline? I've heard rumors, but nothing
I don't
from
see anything crazy,
any
but
reliable sources that I have.
I don't think anything crazy, but I wouldn't be shocked to see a couple minor moves just to complete whatever their intentions are.
Yeah, I don't know because right. I think they had to make a move for a defenseman, obviously with Shetler being injured still. Who know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he should be back anytime. I believe he's day to day, but Bryson Roberts, I believe, already played in his 10 games, so he's done.
He's played a
He
lot.
can't
He,
come
yeah,
back until playoffs. And then, so they needed to fill that spot. And then obviously getting Tyus Sparks up front, probably a second line guy is my guess right now. Maybe move Harrington up to that first line with Warmold and Marty. And just kind of hopefully get the boys going a little bit. We had the stretches where we'd lose three in a row, and then we'd come back and we'd win three or four in a row, and then we just one and one and one and one and one and one and just stay
yeah,
right around 500 all year.
back and forth.
We're just over the halfway mark of the season, and right now is one of the most pivotal times to figure out where your team's going to go come March and April.
And we're just
So
on the cusp of a playoff spot. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And so I mean, it could go either way. Um, from the games that we saw this past weekend, looking at the stat sheets right now, um, good things from the Chiefs and a lot of bad things from the Chiefs too. What
Yes.
did, what did you guys notice on Friday night with the game against Vancouver?
Trying to,
3-2 final.
I'm trying, 3-2 game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they played well.
They
I
did.
didn't have too many complaints on Friday. It seemed like Vancouver knew they couldn't play with the Chiefs that night, so they were choosing violence. So
Yes.
there was a lot
Yeah.
of slashes to the back of calves and back of skates after whistles, including I think Preston took a good one right to the back of his hammy
He did.
and had to limp off the ice. So kind of ironic. He's now teammates with whoever did that. Um,
And then he nets the game winner with 2.5 left too.
yeah, and then so at least we got one more game-winning goal out of him on his way out of town. Made a joke to my wife. He might as well have just gotten on the bus with him back to Vancouver because he was a non-factor on Saturday. But um, yeah, not really anything major to take away on Friday. You're playing a team that you should beat,
Mm-hmm.
even though we know that this team is capable of also losing to anybody as well. So um, that's all I got on it.
Cap.
Yeah. Felt like a little bit of a holiday hangover.
Yeah, a little bit for
A
sure.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0 for 5 on the power play. Power
And
play
we
continues
we've
to
talked
struggle.
about this last year too. You got to wonder with these young kids, especially when they know the trade deadline's coming up, and the talk obviously in the locker room and with the team and what's going on. They know way more than we know.
Uh-huh.
You kind of got to wonder how that affects them this time of year too, and how they play
Well, here's the thing that a lot of fans don't realize is like who knows how far in advance these kids know that they're
on the
gonna
way
get
out.
they're gonna get dealt or they're at least
Or
being
there's
talked
talk,
about.
right?
Who knows how much that they know ahead of time and that very well could affect their game, get in their head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just based off of what we saw from Preston this year, it seemed like his head wasn't in it.
Not all
Um,
the time, no.
it seemed like he was getting very, very easily frustrated out there, and it seemed like he was almost getting frustrated with his teammates a little bit, which I mean, in some ways is a good thing, but he seemed to take it a little bit further than that.
In some situations it's good, but in others it's not good at all.
So I feel like I don't want to say it because obviously I don't know. But it seems like maybe this was kind of something that was weighing the entire team down is having that kind of a mindset in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that, maybe with this move being done and getting the guys back that we did, it'll kind of calm everybody down a little bit and hopefully try to maybe keep everybody
Well, if you think,
level-headed.
if we've talked about this a little bit too, if you think about it, we don't have an actual real leader on this team to calm everybody down.
No, that's the thing too, and I don't, I know some teams will do it, and we've done it in years past too when we've, traded our captain or whatever too. Are we going
Mm-hmm.
to name anybody captain for the remainder of the season? Because I mean, let's be honest, we're not getting Berkeley back at this
No, we're
point.
not. I think it
So,
would benefit this team for sure. They need to have somebody they know they can look to.
and I don't think it's any of the guys that we have on the roster that we've produced. I think it's going to need to be a Logan Warmold.
Somebody like that.
I think Wormold or maybe Sam Oremba. Those
I
are
could
my
see.
those would
Yeah,
be my two picks
me
personally.
too.
Wormold has already been a captain with Lethbridge. Guy came in and really just leads by example, and it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of the leader guy that we've been looking for all year that we haven't really had. And I think him coming in, yeah, he's only been here for about not even a month, but I think that that's the guy that they should call upon should they do that. Or you could give it to Sam Oremba. I could see that too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I,
it's the Chiefs did play an entire year without a captain 2 years ago too. So
I
I
was
was
just
just
gonna,
thinking what I would
yeah,
like to see is somebody that's going to come back for the team next year too, so we have him maybe for a couple of years
yeah.
in that role versus a 20-year-old on his way out.
I don't think this franchise, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only time they've ever done anything with captain announcements, it's always the home opener.
Right.
And if they don't do it on the home opener, it's not
It
happening.
doesn't happen.
Because we, like you said, we played, I think, two seasons ago, 3 seasons
Yeah.
ago without a captain. Nobody wore the C. I think they just had a bunch of dudes wearing A's. And it kind of feels like they're doing the same thing this year, where there's always been this will he or won't he come back in regards to Cat, and he's not coming back. But at this stage, I mean, it's January 6th, so I don't think they're putting a C on anybody, especially a guy that's only been here for a few weeks. Like I get what you're saying, and he would be a good fit, but maybe he just needs to be the captain without wearing the letter because they're not gonna put a captain on anyone's jersey this year.
I don't
I
think
Right.
so either.
I
I
don't see that
realistically,
happening.
you're probably right,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Whoever the seamstress is for the Chiefs doesn't have job security this year.
yeah.
They don't have to put an A on anything
I have to check something in my living room really quick. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
amongst ourselves. Yeah, it's
Ugh,
crazy. This team just doesn't seem to have any direction
no,
right now.
they really have been a pretty much a rudderless ship. And again, like not having your coach and everything because of World Juniors, that's a really challenging place to be in.
It is.
Um, and I mean every team that has a coach go on to be Team Canada's coach or whatever goes through this. So I mean this isn't like unique to the Chiefs by any means. I think Team Canada almost always picks somebody out of the junior ranks
It seems like it.
to lead their team. So just like the U.S. almost always picks a college guy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, it's been a weird year, and they've just never really been able to get going. And they gotta. I think just gotta start retooling and reloading for next season because that's kind of where it feels like where we're at. And if we sneak into the playoffs, cool. I mean, that'd be fun. Maybe make a little bit of noise, catch somebody off guard. But
Yeah,
it's
get hot late in the season. That would be
and
nice.
and this is a team with players that we know could do that.
Hmm.
100%.
It's just can they or would they?
They just need to find a way to come together. Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
well,
never know. This trade could be polarizing enough to bring the locker room together. I mean, maybe it could be phrased in a way of like, oh shit, like we just lost our top forward. Sometimes that can galvanize guys and or sometimes it can go the other way and they go in the tank. Who knows? I guess we'll see this weekend.
Yeah, we'll know more this weekend for sure.
the
Yeah.
trade got the wheels turning in my head for sure. thinking, obviously it's all speculation, but like with the lack of leadership that we had going into the year, with how good this team was on paper and how highly they were kind of looked at in the entire CHL, honestly, at the start of the year, going from preseason into the regular season, being the second ranked team in all of the CHL, hopes were high, and I think that that might have gotten to the guys' heads a little bit. And with the lack of leadership, they didn't really have that calming voice in there to tell them like, yeah, on paper we're good, but we got to play good and we got to be consistent. I think that was a big issue. And then, adding, or having, guys that you expect to score on a nightly basis, not being able to put the puck in the net and kind of just everybody getting frustrated trying to work around all of that. I think it was a big part of why we're 500 right now. So I'm hoping that this trade will kind of overall boost the entire performance of everybody on the team. And because I mean, we again, like you said, we have the players to do it. They just need to do it.
We talked about this a little bit at the start of the season. The guys we're counting on to be the guys this year in the past have just been players too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're being put in new positions that they're not used to either, to
Yeah, but
being the guy.
for sure. At this point in the season, I feel like they should be used to it, though,
They
to
should
be
be used
honest.
to it, but at the same time, that's a lot of pressure.
For sure. Well, and we saw it at the beginning of the year too with guys that would start slow and now they're finally starting to heat up, like Owen Martin, Chase Harrington, Sam
Mm-hmm.
Oremba. I mean, those are the guys that we needed to be the goal scorers and the leaders, and they're finally starting to kind of come around a little bit and playing like they did last year.
A little bit, yeah.
So that's obviously a good thing. Now we just need everybody on the team to follow suit. Haven't seen too much of it defensively, honestly. Not a lot of growth defensively with the guys that we have and how shut down they were last year.
Agreed. But the younger guys, I feel like the super young guys, they've grown a lot this year.
A ton, yeah, a ton. And if we can take those guys and how they're playing and add in the guys that we have from the last couple of seasons and the way that they played last year into this
Mm-hmm.
season, we would be unstoppable defensively. We
Agreed.
just need
Mm.
them to figure it out. We need McIsaac and Mays and those guys to stay healthy, make the right plays, do the right things. It'll obviously be nice getting Owen Shetler back. And again, talk about it every week, man. But Rhett Saylor is the guy. I mean, he
Yeah,
is he
agreed.
is so solid back there, and continues to score too. And that's the
Yeah.
other thing that I think is really gonna
And
open some eyes.
and maybe these guys have been skating with their hands on the stick a little tight too, with the trade deadline coming too. Some of these
Yeah,
guys, so maybe this
yeah,
will lighten everybody up. It seems like we see that every year.
yeah. We saw that last year too, and we were
We
already
did
a really, really good team going into the deadline last year.
right.
And I feel like after we acquired Crystal, it really, I mean, it really just took off from there. But I
Was it the acquisition or was it just being able to lighten up and know
Sorry.
that that was
Oh,
behind you
you're good.
now?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be a bit of both,
yeah, agreed.
but I think the fact that and it was the thing that we talked about last year too with the Crystal trade, like having being on a team where the GM will make those kinds of decisions to make your team better when you're already super good is a huge confidence boost in the, mental part of the game for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm hoping just this move that we made yesterday boosts the mental, you know,
I still
game
feel like we could.
essentially for
Yeah,
everybody.
I still feel like something small could still happen before Thursday for us too.
Yeah, me too. I keep refreshing this trade deadline blog, but
All
none of
these other
it's
teams doing all their blockbuster stuff going on. There's going to be some players that fall through the cracks. We could maybe swoop in there and get another player or two. I could see it happening.
Kelowna just made another deal with Edmonton, acquiring Vancouver Canucks prospect Parker Alkos on the blue line. Let's see here.
Kelowna needs to do some things.
Trying to find the entire deal, but I can't. Where is this? Yeah, defenseman for Edmonton is now with Kelowna, but Kelowna has no choice other than just buying all their players.
Right.
So,
Well, they got to do
um,
something since they're hosting the cup.
Exactly.
I just think it's so strange that Edmonton is trading away all these guys. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the thought is there, but Edmonton's the best one of the best teams in the East, and they're trading away their drafted guys too. So it's I don't know. I don't know where the return was. I haven't been able to find that yet, but
I feel
um
like the page has not been updated on a lot of stuff. Everything still shows yesterday's news on
uh
my page.
yeah, me too. I have like a trade deadline blog, the
Yeah.
WHL website loaded up, but it's not updated. I've just been following along with their Facebook page and
Uh,
looking at their Twitter every once in a while too, but haven't seen anything other than Kelowna's been making a lot of moves today. Oh, here we go. Parker Alkos, CHL import draft third round pick next year and seventh round pick in 2028 in exchange for first round import draft pick, a second round pick in 27 and a third round pick this year in 26. So couple of draft picks going back and forth both ways too. Um, I always forget that we can trade the import picks now too. I wonder if the
hmm
Chiefs will be doing something like that.
No, I didn't think about that.
We'll obviously be losing Dominic Peter next year too, so we'll have at least one if I mean, obviously we usually don't see 20-year-old goalies yet, let alone European 20-year-old goalies come back for their 20-year-old season. So I doubt we'll have VR next year. Um, and who knows about Sarki either. So
True.
those picks are on the table as well. So we'll have to wait and see. We still got again 2 days until the deadline. Um,
I still see something more coming from this team before Thursday for sure.
yeah, I do too. But
Even if it's minor.
I got to be honest though, from my most of my concerns have been solved.
Good.
Defenseman, younger forward, draft eligible forward that's having a really good season.
hmm
I'm more content with where this team is at on paper right now than I was last week.
I have two.
Good. Yeah.
And so, and the addition of getting the first round pick and having two first round picks in this year's draft is another huge positive. Um, so I'm happy with it. If they decide to make more moves, so be it. But I'm happy with where we are right now. I'll obviously we don't have any more games until after the trade deadline, but I'm feeling optimistic about it.
And what we perceived as being a distraction to the team has been solved as well.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's things seem to have settled quite a bit in the last couple of days.
100%. Yeah. Um, but I guess you guys want to talk about the last game before the deadline, like against Penticton, and
Yes. I
how
don't want to talk about it, but
that was not great.
it was not good. And we talked about that. You and I talked about it sitting there watching that game. Penticton impresses the heck out of me.
Yeah, it's been a long time since there's been an expansion team that's had a really good first season in the WHL
And we talked about it sitting at the game too. They brought all their coaches and everybody up from the other league that they played in the
from the
past. They didn't.
BCHL. Yeah.
Yeah. So they just seem very tight knit. Excuse me.
Yeah, for sure. And they got, I'm a little bit surprised still at how many, solid players that they were able to select in
hmm
the expansion draft. That Jacob Vasnica, he scored
And
2 goals.
and they formed them into a very good team. Yes.
Yeah, no, they're really good. The Ryden Evers 22 goals, Vasnika's got 17. So they're good. They're physical. They got good goaltending. Obviously they got great coaching staff because they brought up the coaching staff for their BCHL team that was just absolutely dominant in the BCHL for the last handful of years.
Yeah.
So obviously we know that they're good all around, and they sure have shown it this year. I want to say they're like third place in the West right now.
It's
I was
obviously
just going to look that up. Yeah.
with a good eye for talent. I mean,
Yeah.
This is obviously an extreme comparison, but think about even in the NHL, like historically, expansion teams are not good.
Hmm.
And the Vegas Golden Knights, when they came into the league, they did a really good job
Mm-hmm.
of like of talent evaluation on teams with guys who felt those guys were expendable, and then they put together what was, I mean, came up what a game short of the Stanley Cup their first season,
Yeah.
just a bunch of cast-offs. Seems Penticton did the same thing. I mean, remember they didn't even take anybody from us. They took a guy that was never going to play
Connolly.
here anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
they're
and
they're currently third in the Western Conference. That's crazy.
yeah, and they kicked our ass when we went to their rink too.
They did.
So
It doesn't matter where we play them.
We won, but they outplayed the shit out of us.
yeah,
We won 4-3 in overtime, but I want to say they had more than 2-1 our
yeah.
shots. So, yeah, I mean, the Chiefs power play continues to struggle and be an issue. Um, don't know about Howell or Sparks, how if they're gonna be, on the power play units. I could see Sparks probably being up there at some point in some way or another, but I mean, looking at the team now from how we were at the start of the season. I mean, kind of crazy looking back on it now. And I said that at the start of the year. I said,
You
come
did.
trade deadline, like let's see
It's going to look how different it
how
looks.
different this team is going to look. And it certainly does. And you know, the only bright spot that I noticed from the Chiefs in this game again was Rhett Sather scored our first goal in the first period. A nice little pass from Brody Gillespie, finding him wide open in the slot to get us back within one. But Penticton pretty much dominated play after that, and the Chiefs would not be able to score the rest of the night despite having some good looks, hitting a couple posts, but falling 5-1 to Penticton. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back for Mathis Preston, it
Yes.
seems, because he is now a Vancouver Giant. And yeah, Vancouver just continues to make these crazy moves, and um,
Makes you
Up and
wonder if they
coming
even
team.
know what they're doing. I don't even think Vancouver knows what they're trying to do.
I know.
Like, frankly,
I mean, I
I
don't
still feel like
understand.
there's a lot of unknowns out there for all these teams. I wouldn't want to be a GM in this league right now with NCAA and all that stuff looming in
hmm
the future. I wouldn't want to have to try to figure all this out and what I'm doing on right now in this season.
yeah, it's a really tough spot to be in right now for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved what Bardsley said in response to the trade. He said, "We all feel that we're a playoff team. We just have to find more consistency in our game. A trade like this and moving out a popular player and certainly an elite player in Preston, it's probably surprised some people. But again, I believe this is a hockey trade where we're able to bring in some offense to replace Mathis and given us a very experienced defenseman who provides good size and is hard to play against." And he said, being able to add a pick that can help our team right now or in the future was huge. We're always looking at ways to improve the team. I know there's probably some people who are really surprised that we moved Preston, and we certainly weren't looking or wanted to move Mathis, but this was a way that was going to help us add to our team overall. So I really like kind of how he was saying that. And
That's a good way of saying this player forced our hand and we had to do something.
yeah, the first round pick will provide us flexibility in acquiring a player via trade or draft. So yeah, kind of crazy, man. I
Be
mean,
interesting to see where we're at next podcast
I know.
after this conversation and see what we have to say and see what's shaken down after a couple of games with these new guys.
Yeah, with the kind of the WHL trade deadline in recent years has been really, really crazy.
It
I
has.
mean, crazier than I remember it ever being up until, 3, 4 years ago. Um, I mean, last year we saw the Crystal trade, Tanner Mollendijk. There was a ton of trades in
There
the
was.
and I almost want to say there's been more already this year
It
than
seems
there
like it
were. And we're not done yet because the trade freeze with the World Juniors players is about to actually I think today it's
today.
officially off. So Braden Coots is expected to be moved. We saw
Mm-hmm.
the rumor that he's going to go to Prince Albert, and Seattle's going to get a haul of picks and players back for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a article a bit ago that said 12 pieces going back and
That's
forth
crazy.
in the trade that hasn't officially been announced yet.
You need a software program to keep track of it all.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna try to sign into my. I thought I had my Twitter logged in here, but I guess I don't. Because I want to look at. There's some guys that code generator app. I don't have a fucking code generator app. Whatever. I'll give up. But some guys on Twitter like Cam Robinson from Elite Prospects and
I'll pull
John
up
Keane,
Keen. Keen's been posting a lot the
guys
last
like
couple
that
of
that have
days.
like the in the know stuff
Right.
within the league. Cam Robinson's the one that broke the news of the Crystal trade last year. Um,
Oh, is he?
mhm. And let's see here. I want to find Rick Dollywall is another one too.
I see the poster you saw from Keen a little bit ago that says as many as 12 pieces in the Coots trade.
Hmm.
I see that on here now.
I don't know why none of this stuff is updating, but whatever. But yeah, I mean it's going to be a crazy next couple of days. It's already been a crazy few days here, and I foresee it getting much stranger. So, boys, my final question to you is: how do we see this weekend going with the new additions and everything?
I feel like there's just going to be everybody's going to be able to finally take a breath after Thursday.
Hmm.
People
Yeah,
know it. People know if they're gone, and people know if they're still staying, and if they're losing friends and teammates, or if they're staying as well. I just feel like they can settle down a little bit and just, for lack of a better term, just be kids, just be 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, trade deadlines are always tough when you're a fringe or bad team
Yeah.
because you don't know what they're going to do. Like if you're a good team, it's probably going to be all positive.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like you might lose somebody, but they're going to bring back a really good player. I mean, kind of like how we lost Papanakis and got
yeah,
Cristol. So it's yeah, that breath of that, just being able to finally take a breath. And I mean, because it's a big deal. Like, like they're teenagers in general, and billets and moving, and they're already away from home wherever they're from, and now you're telling them, oh, we might be kicking you from Spokane, Washington to Western Saskatchewan or something.
yeah,
That's tough. So
Yeah.
yeah, with the trade deadline being passed and them knowing that they need to get on a roll here soon, or their season's going to be over in March. Um, Hopefully they can get it going and play a little
And,
looser.
and getting our coaching staff back.
That too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
our goalie too
And
will
our
be
goalie.
hard. I mean, I think that's gonna. We've seen it in years past. The World Junior bump after guys come back from World Juniors, they just go on a tear. Burke went on a
Hmm.
tear last year. Sarkinov went on a tear in the second half last year.
Yeah.
I expect to see more of that from Linus too, and because he played really good in World Juniors.
He did.
Germany's not a team that's very competitive, but he kept his team in the game when he was playing. Didn't matter
Yeah,
who they
he
were playing
did.
against.
He did. Great experience for the kid. Nothing
They get
but
back and they're like,
positives.
oh, easy league, because
Yeah,
they're
Yeah,
going
exactly.
from
exactly.
playing nothing but draft picks to,
It's like you're scrimmaging against your teammates again.
all of a sudden the game looks a little slower
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
a little easier.
And that's a
So
really good thing if you're a goaltender.
yeah.
Yeah.
So hoping that we see a lot of positives this weekend, and we can kind of
It's
follow up on
definitely
the
going to be
deadline
different.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Chiefs. Again, I'm just gonna say I feel optimistic. That's
Me
all I'm
too.
gonna say. I'm optimistic about where the team's headed in the
I
second half
don't
of the
feel like it
season.
was a bad trade deadline week so far for us.
No, me
Nowhere
either.
to go. We've said this before in past podcasts to nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, for sure.
And even though the personnel is changing a little bit, I feel like there's some good pieces coming in. And I feel like some distractions can maybe be put behind us a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I feel
Dude.
like Lauer and Bardley, these guys have been around long enough to know the ups and downs of the season, and they'll round this team into form to where they can be competitive. Whether they choose to do that or not, that's up to them as individuals in a team. But they'll put them in a position to
Yeah.
succeed if they choose to run with it.
Oh, I agree completely.
Yep, I agree as
Agree
well.
completely. Any final thoughts, fellas?
When's the trade deadline officially? It's today,
Thursday.
right? Oh, it's
2,
Thursday
Thursday.
at 5
3?
p.m. 5? I think it's, wait,
Is it 5?
I want to say it's at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, but
That could be.
Okay.
it
Well,
So
is,
another day and a half.
it is Thursday, January 8th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So 5 p.m. our time on Thursday.
So, so about 2 days from now.
Yeah, just
well,
about a little over.
A lot of stuff can still happen.
we'll keep keeping an eye on it, but I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised at this point if they do something else. I
Yeah,
feel like the Preston trade was kind of our biggest bit of ammo, unless they want to go full fire sale, which it doesn't
I don't
feel like they
foresee
want to do
them
that.
going full fire sale. They know that they're a playoff team. They can make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
especially with the trades they made a few weeks ago. When it
Exactly.
seemed like, oh shoot, okay, they're going to try to go on a run, and then they kind of fell flat on their face again.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
hard to see them going fire sale, and Preston being the biggest trade chip, uh, besides maybe like a goalie if but they wouldn't do that. So
Nah.
yeah, feel pretty good that this is probably it for our trade deadline,
Yeah, I agree.
barring maybe some small minor trade that
There could
won't.
be a little bit of small movement. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, looking
that's
at
my thoughts.
the other thing that I was going to talk about real quick, I thought it was kind of interesting. I was watching the live on YouTube Spit and Chicklets yesterday talking about like the Olympic roster breakdown, and they had it was Biz, Whitney, and Yandel and Colby Armstrong was on.
Hmm.
And Biz was in the middle of breaking down something about Team Canada's roster or something, and Armstrong just interrupts. He goes, "You fellas want some breaking news?" My he
I love
goes,
Colby Armstrong.
my boy just got traded from the Thunderbirds out east to Saskatoon or to Swift Current. And so I looked at the thing, and Seattle traded Hyde Davidson and Armstrong's son Cruz, who's one of their 15-year-old prospects, to Swift Current in exchange for two players. So Seattle's getting some more ammo coming in too with
Hmm.
those two guys, Cameron Schmidt, and obviously they'll be sending Coots out to Prince Albert and getting some guys back there too. So Seattle's another one of those teams to kind of keep an eye on this year. It seems a lot of the teams toward the bottom of the conference are making these moves to try to make a playoff push, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, Seattle's in dead last right now. I'm looking at the standings in the Western Conference.
Even below Wenatchee?
Yeah.
Damn,
Actually, same number of points, 32 points.
that's crazy.
It is crazy.
All right, fellas. Well,
And
that's all.
Vancouver's right there too. And then the Chiefs are right there as well.
Uh-huh.
Sadly.
Yeah.
And then we were
But
talking about Penticton earlier. They're 5-0-0-0 in their last five, 8-1-1-0 in their last 10.
yeah, I mean, they're hot.
They are hot.
So we'll recap the remaining 2 days of the deadline next week and hopefully have some positive results to talk about this weekend at Victoria.
I'm feeling confident.
I will be at
The opportunity is there for sure.
I will be at Silver Mountain this weekend, so I'll be watching the games from there and
Look at you,
go
Mr.
chilling.
North Idaho.
Yep.
What are you doing up there? You going skiing?
No, Chloe and I are just gonna go out and get away for a weekend.
Cool,
So go out there and hot tub and all that
sweet.
fun stuff. So
Enjoy that.
Nice.
go enjoy
Yeah,
the
That's
have
sun.
fun.
nice.
But we'll recap things next week, fellas.
Sounds good.
Till then,
Cool.
TC, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
TC.
Go
Happy New
Chiefs,
Year,
go.
yeah.
boys.
Sorry if I was a little. My brain was in other places, but yeah.
That's
It
okay.
is what it is.
Mine always is, especially after
Likewise.
this last summer. So I get that.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
boys. Go
Welcome to my
Chiefs,
world,
go.
boys. All right.